Nobody's gonna love me like you do. It's your voodoo, and I'm so amazed. Resurrect me from my grave. You love me, I'm your slave, but that's how you do. We can not be in love. No boundaries, your love surrounding me. But I'll win it all because I got you. It's all about you, yeah. Be not ashamed, 'cause I love everything about you. I'm attuned to you. We can not be in love. No boundaries, your love surrounding me. Needle in the haystack, you found me. Balanced on my chakras, I'm grounded, I'm locked on my lockers. Astounded by what love can do when I'm loving you. No boundaries, your love surrounding me. 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 I'm just a magician, looking for some loving. Hoping you'll give me a chance. I wanna join your coven. We can do a ritual. The man right here, everything mystical. You mind if I lick you slow? Without you, I've been miserable. I guess I need some company. I need my women crush when they humping me. Call your girlfriends, now they jumping me. Open his portals, guess it's up to me. Manifestation, have your way with me, goddess. I submit to your grace. Set your intentions. You can do it all while sitting on my face.
Hello?
Hey, Clarence.
What's up, my guy?
Now, I need your help, bro. Remember that girl we saw at the club about a couple weeks ago?
You talking about Club Atrocious?
We was at Club Atrocious. Yeah. Now, remember the girl I hooked up with?
Hell no, you know I be drinking.
You don't remember? Okay. It was the girl that wore the legging dress. She had the natural quick weave.
Aquafina, nigga?
I knew you would know who I'm talking about. That's what I need your help with, man. She a great girl. I really like her. She cook, she clean. Man, she cook a hell of a pot roast. But it's one problem, man. One major problem, Clarence. And I think you can help me. Remember the other girl that you used to hang out with, Shaniqua?
Fish fry, nigga?
Yes, the girl that smelled like burnt pickle juice. The reason I'm asking you is because she smelled like, bruh, like I said, she is the perfect girl. But making love, it smelled like we making love to the back of a PS4. Man, I was hitting it last night and it smelled like dead fish, Clarence. What am I supposed to do with that, man?
Bro, just do what I did. I bought my girl a Steam
A Steam
from Colombian Exchange.
from Colombian Exchange.
Every time it's fresh as a whistle, my guy.
How much is it, man? This sounds expensive, a boom Steam.
Under a dub.
It's only around $20. Ooh, okay. Man, you know me, I'm cheap as hell. They got any discounts running or anything?
Get 25% off now.
25%?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm doing the math right now.
Add it up.
Clarence, man, you a lifesaver, and what I gotta do?
Oh, it come with easy to read instructions.
Oh, it come with instructions and everything?
For shit show.
I'm happy that you know to go to Colombian Exchange, order a womb steam, and I'll get 25% off of it. No promo code needed.
It's basically a miracle.
Damn, Clarence, you a lifesaver, man. Hey, let's meet on Friday for fantasy football. I know football over, but I can't let it go, Clarence. I can't let it go.
Your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer. Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic. Time to tap in now.
Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective, man. You already know the vibes, man. It's the Hood Mystic, representing hoodmystic.com, whiterabbitpsych.com, Colombian Exchange with an X.com, hoodmystic.com. Just wanted to, I was working on this video, working on a couple of videos, couple of reels, helping other people out. Man, from the moment I wake up to the time I go to sleep, I am busy. But fuck all that. We here right now to have the conversation. Yeah, man. And if anybody got any smoke, got any problems, feel free to come up on the StreamYard and chop it up with me. But we gonna react to some videos today, man, because I want to have a conversation about something that I just learned this year. I'm turning 40 this year. 2024, I will be turning 40. And in 2023, I learned that I was not responsible for nobody's emotions. That's right, my kids crying in my face, talking about I didn't buy them this, I didn't buy them that. My girl talking about I didn't buy her this and buy her that. Even y'all. I hate your videos, Hood Mystic. I would take that to heart. Damn, you hate my videos? You must hate me. I thought that I was responsible for how you niggas felt. I thought I was responsible for the whole world. The world is upset. The world is going through a global crisis. Damn, what did I do this time? I'm empathetic, but goddamn, it's a limit to your empathy. And I know most people not ready to have this conversation, especially in relationships, because you with somebody and they said somehow it's their fault it's your fault rather that they are sad. Somehow it's your fault they broke. Somehow it's your fault that they are confused. Whatever the case may be, it's your fault. And the reality is that you're not responsible for nobody's emotions but your own. This is also a gift and a curse, because when you sitting there talking about how your mama wasn't shit, how your daddy wasn't shit, and that's why you got to give your boyfriend shit. Nope. So in a relationship right now, you got a baby dad, baby mom, husband, wife, and your husband wake up mad. Sis, that is not your responsibility to make that grown ass man happy. Can we get a 1 in the chat if you agree? If your wife wake up in a pissy mood, you in your pissing mood, my guy, that is not your responsibility. See, when we choosing partners for the wrong reason. And women imagine themselves to love a man. I loved him, hood. I loved him with all of my heart. Did you respect him? Did you respect his mission from God? No, I loved him. He dicked me down real good. See, we got to start evolving our conversations. And somebody said, I'll be on these videos too long. So guess what? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 videos to react to. So let's get to reacting. Why don't we? One's in the chat. If you up early to get some understanding and overstanding and good content and good entertainment / education from the Hood Mystic. Hood in the morning, nigga. We back. Check out whiterabbitpsychedelics.com. And let's do the little 10-second intro. Then we're going to go right into the reaction video.
If you really like a man, and I know women can agree with me on this, if you really like a man, I don't care. You don't care where you're at with this man. Boom. I could run errands with you all day, roll up to go get your haircut with you. I could go to here, this house, your homeboy there. It doesn't matter. But if you don't like a man, because I've been there too, you want to have to always be somewhere fly because you're hanging out with him to have a experience.
Let's start it off right there. How do you know if your woman is really fucking with you versus if you have no idea, but she in front of you, but you're not sure if she really fuck with you? Is there a particular desire that she needs you to help meet, right? She needs you to take her out. She needs you to do this, do that. Help here, help there, help anywhere, everywhere. Yeah, she in front of you, but she really don't fuck with you. And this is something that it took me a while to realize, right? As a young man, you would be with a woman and it would be a certain type of gaslit to say, you know how many niggas I could fuck with instead of you? Why would I be here fucking with you? Right? That's the number one gaslit. Fellas, you ever heard a girl say that to you? You know how many niggas I could fuck with? You know how many niggas I could fuck with? You like, damn. So you check yourself, you humble yourself. Oh, I'm sorry, queen. And you go back to caping. Now, the reality is this. And this is just things that help a person. If you sitting back, you don't know relationships, you don't know shit, and you want to learn some shit, this is a good conversation you could have. Because if a woman fucks with you, she fucks with you from the bottom of the dirt on your fucking feet to the top of your dandruff, nigga. when you gotta do the extra, when you feel a little bit insecure, like if I say the wrong thing, she going to immediately hop on another dick. See, this is the problem, bro. And it's a lot of men that will get their value from what a woman says to her. And how a woman be like, well, I need a nigga like this. I need a nigga like that. I need a nigga like this. I'm a 1%er. And I'm telling you, she just don't fuck with you. And it's going to take you a long time, because it takes you a long time to realize that negative emotions within your relationship is not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. You got to, like, I was taught, it's one of the most embarrassing conversations you could ever have. When you realize that you should have X bitches out. You should have canceled Christmas. Most men not going to do that, though. Especially if we being gaslit and manipulated in a relationship. You'll be like, man, I should have just left. I should have just blocked her, right? Who you hear about? Oh, I had to block that nigga. 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 Niggas ain't blocking, though. But we need to take heed to what the ladies is doing. We need to start blocking, right? Because when you on a path, a spiritual path, and then you stop that path for a woman that really don't care about your path, what is it going to do? It's going to fuck up your path. But trust me, when I do readings with niggas, it's sad. It's a sad reading, bro. It's never a good reading. Hood, I got a spiritual purpose from God, but my wife don't give a fuck about it and she ruining my life. What should I do? You need to not fuck with that stranger. She was a stranger at one point in time with hips, ass, curves. And here you are, a goofy, for no reason, disconnecting from your soul, projecting your soul on this person, and then so confused, man. I remember, man, I've been so knee deep in this spiritual shit, man. It was this one dude, we would DM, and he would always DM me about his wife. Man, she evil, man. She this, man. She this, man. She that, man. I was on his Facebook a couple of years ago just because he had stopped DMing me. And he died. I was like, damn. And I just started reading back over all of these goddamn Facebook messages. Man, that shit broke my heart. You know, and I can only come from the perspective of a good man. Because immediately you start talking about being a good man in this world, bitches would be like, oh, well, I had a nigga elbow drop me from the top rope the other day, so my baby daddy ain't shit for real. So you know these niggas ain't shit. And it's like, yeah. So dismiss everything that I'm talking about then, because your baby daddy jumped from the top rope and did a Lex Luger slam on your ass. Then there is no good men in the world. We're all jumping from the top rope doing elbow drops. We gotta start having a conversation. We gotta start maturing and being able to say, you know what? It's fucked up out here, especially if you a man with a mission from God. Because you would definitely run into situations where you will have to put in all of this effort in your relationship. And the reality is this, another cold hard fact is when you are evolving as a man and you got a partner with you, You're evolving in spite of your partner. That bitch is not helping you, dog. You gotta have grown ass men in your life to tell you the truth. Cause you might be thinking we struggling and we going through this and we no, you are. She just there for it along the ride. This is hard pills to swallow, tough pills to swallow. These is not things that you're not always gonna hear and always understand. Such as I am not responsible for your emotions. And another aspect that will like, and I'm leading y'all on a journey with these videos to get to a point where to try to crack through a man's mental structure like somebody have done with me and unresolve all of the turmoil that make you feel a certain type of way because your mama not happy. It's a lot of niggas that just want to do nice things for their mama one day. And this is a block to your overall success. Because why you want to do something nice for your mama, which is cool, but you don't want to do nothing nice for yourself? And why are you so concerned with how your girl feel when you're responsible for how you feel as a man? And how do you get there? You got to deal with the conversation that we had yesterday with the wisdom of Solomon. In none of these conversations will you find a solution outside of loving your soul, i.e. loving God. You can't love nobody until you love yourself at the deepest, most spiritual, divine levels. And that's the purpose of life. Not getting some buns and then being trapped in a bitch's web and you don't even know. And then you like, damn, I'm beating that pussy up. I'm making her come. She having orgasms. Nigga, as soon as the orgasm is over, she back to giving you hell. And you so confused. Like, remember you was talking about, ooh, daddy, you love me so much? Now she like, I can't, why we don't never go on a vacation? You spend so much time fucking me. Why don't you spend that time that you spend fucking me investing in some real estate so we could buy some shit? And now you so confused.
You will never get anything more than pussy from a woman when you've elevated the pussy to mean so much in your eyes. But when you take the pussy off the pedestal and put it in its proper perspective, then she knows that pussy is not legal tender with you. You take a woman out to eat. You buy her something. You do something nice for her. She gives you pussy in return because you've told her that it's this valuable to you. But when you take the pussy off the pedestal, put it in its proper perspective, and let her know that is not legal tender in our relationship, then she has to come with something of true value when she wants to be reciprocal in the relationship. But as long as you make pussy this valuable, then she's never going to have to come with real value for you when you do something for her.
One of the coldest comedian stand-up routines I ever seen was when Patrice O'Neal asked the crowd, ladies, what would y'all do if you had a tragic accident and somehow, some way, your pussy fell off? How then would you maintain and sustain your relationship? The women had no clue. And it's so, and trust me, I honestly, with all of my heart, wish since I was a little boy, I was taught instruction. You know, when I'm trying to teach my children something, they get frustrated. And I ask them, am I trying to help you right now? Or am I trying to hurt you? And they say, help. You trying to help me, Dad. That teaches me that when I was a little kid, if I had somebody teach me about instruction, teach me about my soul, teach me about love, teach me about God, teach me about money, that, you know, money don't come out of thin air. If you got 25 cents, you can buy something that's worth 50 cents and sell it for 50 cents and make a 25-cent profit. Repeat, rinse, and wash. I've sustained a business by buying low, knowing where to get the lowest prices for things and reselling it at a discounted or lower than market value price, because it's things such as Amazon that could essentially price out everybody. But there's still opportunities to buy low and sell high. Most people waiting for the fucking lottery. So when it comes to learning about instruction, learning about God, learning about love, learning about money, none of that is about pussy. Pussy the cherry on top of the whole entire Sunday. So a lot of our young men are knee deep in the cherry, and the cherry is nasty. You ever had a cherry that'll go on top of a sundae? Those cherries don't taste fucking good. Them cherries is kind of disgusting and gross. We so sexualized, and we don't know anything about real relationships. Because say for instance, a woman love you from the bottom of your feet to the top of your hair, full of dandruff. She loved the flakes that gets when you rub your hair after being stressed out and it starts snowing. She'd be like, oh, wait, babe, let me get my coat. I want to be under the snow flurry. I'm singing in the rain. When she love you like that, and then you say, all right, let's do this. Sure, babe. Let's do that. Sure, babe. Let's do this. Awesome. Let's do this. I'm down. In 2024, you got a masculine-minded woman that's knee-deep in what she need to do as a mode of survival. Because she been masculine for so long, she actually put herself in a bad predicament to now she can't follow your lead. Because following your lead means that she might have to forego, taking care of her own personal business. In her own personal business, she don't have the time, energy, and space to follow your lead. So don't even, you gotta love God so much that a woman will be sent to you. Don't take this information and then start telling your girl, yeah, take heed to my words. When you got an argumentative, uncooperative woman at home, like, you know who she is. You know she ain't about to do shit you want her to do. So with that being said, as a man, you love God. And then the pussy games that's being played within your relationships or your desire for pussy, oh man, you gotta find some Vedic scripts, some Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, the Quran, and you gotta discipline your lower self within your relationship. You don't have to tell a woman you must heed my instruction. Understand this shit, bro. Understand this with all of your heart. You don't have to pump your chest out. You don't have to be uber masculine and follow the red pill community and stuff like that. You just have to let her know that shit. Pussy has no value in this temple of God. The cherry does not make the sundae. It's what you call an exaggeration. Dogs have sex. Now, don't make dogs special. So, once again, we dealing with a perversion of the mind, psychosis, and then we trying to rationalize it all through our political affiliations. I'm a conservative, I'm a liberal type of deal. When the reality is, if me and you is having sex, we are fucking up. We're not doing nothing that we're supposed to be doing. Not saying that sex is bad. Sex is a beautiful thing. But sex outside of the instruction of God is just going to the ice cream store, eating a whole bunch of cherries, talking about, damn, this shit was good. What you get? Them goddamn pickled cherries? Hell yeah, I had a bowl of them bitches. Why you do that? Why you ain't get an ice cream? Cause they topped the ice cream sundae with the cherries. So I said, I don't need none of the extra shit. I just need the cherries. See, God's instruction is like every ice cream, bananas, chocolate, strawberries, fudge, caramel. Sex is just the cherry. This is something that, we was never taught, and things that we rarely understand as Black people. And another level of this is moving into the over-sexualization of women that you're going to come in contact with, where, you think that these chicks like you. In the reality, they just trying to see how big or small your dick is. Because if it's big, they going to give you some pussy. If it's small, they going to look at you like, never mind. All that shit I said through text, I was lying.
Sitting here minding my business, and then I had this random thought. Are little dicks hereditary? Like, does little dick run in a family? Or does, like, everybody kind of have, like, a different little thing? Like, somebody answer. Not, don't all speak at once.
This is 2024, and I don't want y'all to go out into this dating market, be in your relationships, and thinking you gonna be somebody's back end to submission, and she gonna love you for the way that you slanging that thing. It's 2024, and we dealing with a new paradigm and a new understanding of relationships. So whether or not you slanging that dangling, it ain't going to really truly matter. It's not going to matter. The only thing that's going to actually matter, and I'm telling you this, because you're going to be looking stupid. You'll be like, damn, she loved me so much. She fuck with me so much. And I'm going to tell you something that we don't know about relationships. It have nothing to do with love. It have nothing to do with feelings. It have nothing to do with emotions. It have nothing to do with whether you can sexually please a person or not. These concepts, these understandings are perversions that have escaped so far away from God, so deep into the secular way of thinking, that when we are trying to discuss and maintaining serious relationships and building family, we don't even know how to do it now. These telephones, and it's like, it's so deep, right? Because we're utilizing technology to have this conversation, but the whole buildup of technology is not for the connection to God. Like, you don't have a phone to get closer to God. You don't have a laptop to get closer to God. You don't have any technological device to get closer to God. These things, especially if you're a child, you might as well cancel Christmas. And if we have children, our ways of which most of which, like, my parents raised me with TV, These parents now are raising their children with the phones and the devices. What this does is creates a schism between the mind and God. Because where does the mind exist? The mind exists in a realm of imagination, a realm of vision. You know, I spent a lot of my youth reading through the Bible or playing football outside or roaming the neighborhood, roaming through the city. One's in the chat if you wouldn't just let your 10-year-old take the bus around the city. You know, just, all right, see you. You got a 10-year-old and under. You know, when I was a little kid, there wasn't no cell phones. My mom would be at work. My grandma would be in the house. And I would just be wherever. I still managed to make it back home and everything turned out fine. But we're now living in a different time that you wouldn't dare just let your 10-year-old, 12-year-old just roam around the fucking city in the streets or no shit like that. You would never do that. But children, for so long, have been connected to God. Now, they are not. They're more tuned into YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, things of that nature. And what does that bode for the future? That bodes that your keys on how to love and how to actually have good, healthy, wholesome relationships, you're not even gonna fucking know. Because the shit that makes sense to you, love, romance, fantasy, huge dicks, is the things that equate to love. And instruction, discipline, not even instruction and discipline. Like, your wife gotta love taking it. She has to delight in instruction. And you as a man can't be like, all right, I want you to motherfucking go post up on that corner and sell nickel bags. You as a man then have to say, I remember I had a vision of my girl and she was stressed out. And I had a vision of her meditating. So I'm like, from here on out, every day you need to burn herbs, you need to meditate, you need to relax. And then that caused a shift, that caused a difference within the dynamics of the relationship. Now, if I never instructed that, she would have never did it. But that's the power of a man's instruction. And it's not like, do some dumb shit, right? That's not what I'm talking about. When you have a heart of God, you want to see the best for your partner. You want to see the best for the person that you love. And through that is a level of instruction. Now, when you got women that's not agreeable at the heart, they don't want to agree with you. They want to challenge you. They want to get their point across. They want to be heard. They want to be listened to. They want to be respected, right? This is what, and understand, you are being destroyed from the inside out, my guy. Because it's a world, it's a reality where, because niggas going to take it the wrong way, but it is what it is. It's a world where what you say goes, and that's the end. And not what you want me to do today, motherfucker. I'm ready to take some instruction, you old bitch. Like, no. It is. It don't even have to be a question. It could be an understanding that is the overall energy for the day. So when the things that are needed are just supplied and life is just rolling on a disciplined, consistent schedule, that's exactly the way God works in your life. When you got a relationship and your girlfriend is like, this and that, and I don't think, and I'm mad, and that's not God. That's not, and it's gonna destroy you, and it's gonna break you. When you gonna get sick, you know how men get sick because they be stressed out. You know what it's called? It's called a dad bod, or a beer belly, or a beer gut. Didn't your dad have a gut, a hard ass gut? When you touched it, you rubbing on that nigga like he Buddha or some shit like that. Like, Dad, why your stomach so hard? Because your fucking mama stressed his ass out to no oblivion, and his stomach got hard with cortisol. So then when he got really sick, he wasn't able to fight off the disease like a normal person because his goddamn stomach was blocked off with all that cortisol. And once again, did the woman make him stress? No, he stressed his own self out because he didn't know how to step away and look at a person as a stranger. Everybody is a stranger in this world. Your mom is a stranger. Your dad is a stranger. Your kids are strangers. Your girl is a stranger. You have one friend in this world, and it's God. And it's a right way to live. It's a right way to live. And I pose this question to you. Is the man supposed to lead in a relationship, or is the woman supposed to lead in a relationship? Don't say it's supposed to be 50-50. Just say the man is supposed to lead or the woman is supposed to lead. And if the man is supposed to lead, then what is the woman supposed to do? Follow. Do you have a heart to follow? No. So what is the problem? You want to be in a world that's 50-50, get your point across, be heard. But as a man, I have to constantly submit to God. I don't know what's going to happen today. I don't know. I'm going to rely on God to lead me throughout the day. So in that, how can we minimize the effects of the harshness of this reality? By working together, by disciplining, by understanding psychological understandings as far as feelings and vibrations. If you are a mean, angry, mad, upset, sad, negative, emotive person, you're not ready for a relationship. No stranger has to process that. When you can process that, you could be the same person in your relationship that is sharing positive energy. Why shouldn't your man experience the version of you that's sharing positive energy? Why shouldn't your woman experience the version of you that's sharing positive energy? Why are you with the bitter beer face in front of your girl sad because the Lions lost in your parlay? She's not responsible for that. But you gonna give her this particular energy. So let's continue on.
Kings, I know y'all experienced this one before. Tap in.
It's what I call selective amnesia. Many female narcissists will conveniently forget or completely deny things they absolutely said or actions they absolutely performed when it serves their own interests to do so. This strategic forgetfulness allows them to shape narratives, avoid accountability, and preserve their carefully crafted image. By doing this, they create confusion and perpetuate an idealized version of themselves in the eyes of others. But again, this selective memory isn't accidental. It's a calculated move to shape narratives in their favor. It's designed to sow seeds of confusion, making it challenging for others to discern the truth.
They never remember the trigger, but always remember the response. And when it's time to share the story, because they're always the victim. They can remember with fine detail everything you did and everything you said and how you made them feel, but their recollection of events somehow gets so fuzzy when it comes to what they did or the part that they played. It's a dirty game, but stay focused, Kings.
Case in point, why I choose an honest hoe over a dishonest good girl any day of the week. 8 days of the motherfucking week. It ain't even 8 days in a week. Nigga, if it was, I'm choosing an honest hoe. Because a good girl have carefully crafted that image her whole fucking life. And guess what? She good at it, nigga. She good at making you think a certain way about her. And the manipulation is so crazy because once again, what's the number one gaslighting technique? Why would I be with a nigga like you? You not him for real. You not him. Why would I be with you? Right? That's the number one. Your guards down instantly. You start thinking about all the niggas you was working out with at the gym. You like, yeah, damn. You is right about that. So you just go back, lay down, go to sleep, wake up. When you start and it's like so important to find your value outside of your relationship, outside of your family. You should be able to pull up and the thing that I love about Detroit, and it showed me a lot about myself, is because when we would do events, people didn't know nothing about me per se. Personally, I was just a guy at a booth, and I would do readings, and people every 2 out of 3 persons was crying. Every time, motherfuckers was crying. When I experienced that, I was like, damn, I must be really some type of psychic. I must be really good at this shit. Not like what people have said to me. One, my family never saying nothing good about it. And then people online OD about it. Maybe they just lying. I don't know what the fuck. The internet is the internet. But when strangers say, oh man, you got a gift, or you do one reading and then that person go tell another person, and then I'm just sitting there doing readings the whole fucking event because everybody just telling you, oh, you need to get a reading from him. That tells me about me. So when I'm around people or psychics and spiritualists talking shit or whatever, I don't be, ooh, that was crazy. I do not be in a situation where I be just trying to prove myself. I'm never trying to prove myself because I already know what it is. Give me 1 second. And that's just kind of how it is with all things. When you know, when you are in a space of knowing, it's so crazy because you can be challenged your whole life and it's your fault why you being challenged. What I mean by that, when I did not have God in my heart, when I did not have God in my mind, God in my mouth, nothing worked out. And it was also a part of me that was like, it's never going to work out. And I would be like, damn. And it make you feel somewhat kind of crazy a little bit, so it's just never gonna work out, and I'm gonna always be blocked, and I'm gonna always be this negative person and this negative energy. I just felt like I was just my own worst enemy. And I was, because God have instruction for your life. God have plans for your life. And it's gonna really take a woman to help you see that. When God sends you a woman, right? She's going to ask you questions every day to test you, to challenge you to become a better man. And it's different from testing you and challenging you just because you want to have a pissing conversation, a pissing contest, rather. What are we doing today? What's the plan for today? I need you to be sure of yourself. I need to make sure that I'm being led in my relationships, and it makes you internalize that. And that's a frustrating place for a man to be, to know, okay, I need to lead. I need to be on my shit for my relationship. Like, I need to be in my masculine energy. I can't be afraid. I can't be scared. I have to persevere. I have to push. And you ain't going to do that without. You can do it for yourself, but when you find that one, it's like you doing it for the whole entire planet. You doing it for the kingdom of God. And you know that this is the right thing. That's what a woman makes you feel like when it's sent from God, where there is no alternative universe. And it's no love. It's no emotion. It's only instructions and things that make sense. When you are a man and you become emotional, your girl look at you like, what the fuck wrong with you? Checking you, getting you in line, getting you in order, because you know how they say God don't make no mistakes? He don't. The universe is a perfect structure. Your relationships do not have to be a place where you are challenged and destroyed from the inside out. It's a lot of men that wake up and go to sleep in so much pain because they are being loved in their relationship, but they are not being respected. I need y'all to really think about that. If you love your man right now today, you say, man, I love this nigga with all of my heart. You might be the one that's causing them the type of pain if you do not respect him, because he never asks for love. He don't even know. If you ask a man right now, what is love? He wouldn't give you a clear answer. Ask him, what do you think love is? Oh, shit, I don't know. I mean, it's a feeling that you feel when you feel it. You know, I love you. A nigga ever told you he love you? I love you, babe. I love you so much. Ask him, what do you mean by that? What you actually mean? You love me. What does that mean? Now, respect. That's a whole different, that's a philosophy. That's a way of life. That is creation. That is manifestation. That is bliss. That is joy. Respect. You know how they say time flies when you having fun? You could spend a whole lifetime being immersed in respect for life. But let's dive down this rabbit hole of, let's first set the table on the fact that nobody is responsible for your emotions. And then let's just bring out how the only understanding that most women have in relationships is love. And this is a teaching. This is a point where you could teach, I could teach, and you can learn that don't nobody give a fuck about how much you love. You need to figure out how to respect. And I can't make you respect a man. Can't make you respect. Because even if you say, oh yeah, I respect him, No, we're talking about delighting in that respect, finding joy in that discipline.
Do you know how many people say things like, they make me so angry? What do I hear? I have given my power and my emotional state over to someone else. They make me so angry? That would imply you don't have a choice in the matter. When you emotionally mature, you choose how to move your energy, which does not mean you're not without emotion, and it does not mean that you do not experience different kinds of emotion. What it means is you take responsibility and control for how that gets expressed and what you do with it.
You make me so mad. You make me so angry. I can't stand you. Ah. If you're not wise and mature, then when a person say this to you, you're gonna internalize it. I'm gonna tell you the realest shit. Just because your mom and dad had sex did not make them emotionally mature. Okay? And when they had sex, they created you, and you being born did not make them emotionally mature. So, when you were growing up and your mom wasn't able to do the things that she wanted to do, and she blamed you, and you weren't wise enough to say, Mom, you're just projecting. Mom, you should do some shadow work, right? You didn't say that to your mom. What you did was internalize her lack of emotional maturity, which what you have now is a bouquet of emotional immature emoticons or emotes or emotional actions that only indicate that you lack emotional maturity and you do not do shadow work. So shadow work is when you feel a certain type of way and you don't think instantly, wait, am I projecting? Is this some bullshit? Let me journal about this actual feeling that I'm feeling so I can minimize it. The lack of shadow work is you get these bubbling triggers and now you want to go and run away or you want to fight somebody. You know what that's called? Fight or flight. That is when you do not have an understanding of your sacral chakra. So every time you get into a triggered situation, you either want to run away or you want to have a fight. These are your only two options. These are your only two options because you have not developed a sense of emotional maturity, i.e., emotional intelligence, which has a lot of different variations of emotional awareness, emotional adaptation, emotional maturity. What is emotional maturity? When you were little and somebody fucking told you that you couldn't go to the park and you cried, versus when you get older and somebody says you can't do something, you're like, oh, that makes sense. That's emotional maturity. Now, when your woman have been thinking about something all day, right? And she created a narrative, a letter, got it fucking notary public, prayed on it, but it's horrible advice. It's a horrible instruction, and she's gonna present it to you, baby. I think that we should, for Valentine's Day, coat the whole room in chocolate and eat the chocolate off the walls and the carpet as a way of professing our love to each other. Now, I wrote a letter, I wrote a note, I got it notary publicized. It's validated. I asked the landlord, he said it was cool as long as we clean up. Let's do it, babe. I think it's a good idea. Because she put all this energy, effort into this bullshit, and you tell her no, if she's not emotionally mature, she haven't done shadow work, she is either going to want to run away to another nigga or argue with you and fight you like you was a nigga. This is what fear and not being able to speak from your gut is going to present within your relationships. You'll be like, because there is no truth in relationships. There's only routine, right? And routine is the truth. So you're supposed to pick the kids up from school. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to do this. Why are you not doing this? You're not supposed to do this. That's the argument. But the truth is, what the truth is. But as a man, you know you can't tell your woman the truth because she gonna go fucking crazy. Yeah, your motherfucking ass was stinking last night. That's why I ain't wanted to motherfucking hit you. That's why the doggy style was half-assed. Yeah, but I don't like your motherfucking mama though. You always want me to go over there, but I don't like her ass. You know what I'm saying? She a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what did you call my mama a bitch? What you like? It's the truth. So it's always going to be situations within the paradigm of relationships where you say something, this person feels a certain type of way. And in college, they was teaching us how every relationship is like you walking on this fucking tightrope. Because the moment you say something that a person is not ready to hear, especially now, you'll just get ghosted. Have y'all ever been ghosted before? One's in the chat if you was talking to somebody and then out of the blue, you just ain't never talked to that person ever again. Have that ever happened to you? One's in the chat. See, y'all playing dangerous games. This the Hood Mystic channel. We on YouTube. We talking that sass and things of that nature. But y'all got to deal with real human beings that don't give a fuck. You say some shit to them, they gonna fucking not fuck with your ass no more. You don't know what to fucking do. You so confused right now. Boy, if you don't bring God into your life, man, if you don't bring God into your life, ain't nothing happening for you. I promise you, you walking in the desert right now if you don't got God in your life. You in the middle of the ocean with a little rowboat and you ain't got no paddle if you don't got God in your life. You thinking that woman love you and like you and care about you, nigga. It's so treacherous. There's so many different ways we can go with this conversation because I feel like y'all need to understand spirit possession. You be like living in a relationship outside of God and the girl is possessed or the boy is possessed. You with a demon right now. You with a spirit. And you be like, he can't stop drinking. He can't stop gambling. He can't stop smoking. He can't stop. Won't stop. Puff Daddy. Take that. Bad boy. You like, wait, he is a bad boy. Spirit, help me. They got the Diddy spirit on them. Have you ever been swallowed up? Yes. That goddamn demon.
Say.
Gonna answer, but go ahead. And you're supposed to provide, but then you're gonna tell me that you don't have to deal with my feelings. You a motherfucking lie. Because if I'm your woman, that's the fuck. What do you think protecting and providing is? It's not just money.
When you under the spirit of fuckery, you gonna wake up and your woman is going to want something from you like she never got shit from you 20 days, 20 years consistently every day you've been providing for this woman, but she gonna for sure wake up and ask you for something, because the spirit of fuckery, nothing is enough. And your program as a man is to do, you gotta be a man, nigga, and step the fuck away. Cause you gonna sell your soul. You going to fucking give all of your resources away. All of your energy. Listen, bro, you gotta wake up to a woman that's satisfied with God. Satisfied with nature. Satisfied with intuition. You need to wake up and she out doing shit immediate. Like, own it. Like, damn. It's so sad that a man have rarely met a woman that benefited him. Like, was a fucking positive in his life. And I just want motherfuckers to sit back and think about that shit. Think about the nigga that's gonna come into your life that gotta take you out to eat and pick you up and tolerate your motherfucking kids and go through everything, every gauntlet that you have for him, and you can't even come with a tangible benefit to him because you don't even give a fuck about that. And just understand that most men is never gonna come across a woman that solely benefits him, like just benefits him. And when you see it, you're gonna be fucking triggered by that shit. You like, what the fuck? What's she see in him? God. You ever seen a fat, ugly nigga with a beautiful woman? How are they together? God. You ever seen a sexy ass motherfucker? Don't got nobody for real. Out here living a single life, Pringo life, like a fucking chip, a stack of chips. Don't know God. Just know beauty, just know the vessel, just know sex, just know being a fucking sex toy and all of this type of shit. Well, why can't you maintain and have a relationship? You look so fucking good. Imagine if your ass incorporated God in your life as good as you looked. Imagine that. Imagine the nigga waking up every day to you and you are his reward from God. You won't even give a nigga that because you want to fucking be a fucking sampler platter out here. You want to be a sampler platter, sis. What the fuck wrong with you? You want to be a veggie platter. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Asking stupid questions on that. Do dick sizes, is dick sizes hereditary? I wonder who got the biggest dick in the world. I am on a quest. Mrs. Beast looking ass, I am on a quest to find the biggest dick in the world. World. Talking about, well, why can't I find a man? You are on a quest. You are a sampler platter. You not trying to be the main course. You're not trying to be that. You do not give a fuck about that because you could be a man's gift. You don't want to be a man's gift. You want to see how much more you can get out that nigga before he breaks. You know a girl from God when you be like, what you want to eat? Shit, we've been eating out for the past 3 days. I'm a cook. You don't need to keep spending your money. Like, I mean, I appreciate it. I love the gesture, my guy. But no, I got food in the refrigerator. I haven't cooked because I've been eating out with your ass for the past 3 days. I'm gonna make us some soup. You like soup? If the nigga say he don't like soup, he is a demon. Just move on. I was thinking more like buffalo wings and Hennessy. Move on.
You're supposed to protect and you're supposed to provide, but then you're gonna tell me that you don't have to deal with my feelings. You a motherfucking lie. Because if I'm your woman, that's the fuck. What do you think protecting and providing is? It's not just money. Y'all always talking about bitches only want money. That's because that's all y'all think that y'all have to offer. If you actually provide for something emotionally, then we wouldn't have to worry about. We wouldn't even be having these conversations. I'm telling you is that there is a lot of just you don't feel safe. Like you don't feel like being submissive is great.
Get a goddamn dog. Get this bullshit. Let her talk this bullshit for 5 fucking minutes. Don't worry, biz, I got it. You don't feel safe. Get a fucking pistol. You don't feel safe. Hire a bodyguard. It is not my responsibility to deal with your feelings. I cannot change your feelings. They're yours. That's your brain. That's your heart. God damn it, if you insecure and scary as fuck, how is that my fucking fault? Get tired of this bullshit. Y'all always want to blame us for every motherfucking thing. I am not qualified to analyze your mental state. I am not qualified to, if you schizophrenic, it ain't got shit to do with me. You're supposed to come to me healed. You're supposed to come to me ready. You're supposed to come to me feminine. You can carry your ass back to the pot, man.
I clean, I fuck, I set up. Submissive women in demand too.
This year, God told me, you are not responsible for how people feel. And I never thought about that. I never thought about that. I was so deep into how other people felt, so empathetic. And I guess that makes you pathetic when you really think about it. I've always met good people. I've always known good people. And that's why I am the way that I am. I've been able to travel, meet people, talk to people, learn from people. Great people. You wouldn't even understand if I was able to just tell you, all of the people that I've met throughout my life. And that's what allowed me to be who I am. Now, I've also met other people who attempted to know me without getting to know me and make judgments about me. And with that, because I'm empathetic, I would be able to pick up on their energy and mistake it as my energy. And this is what I hope men don't ever do. Okay? Don't ever do it. Don't ever try to make a woman happy that's sad. Don't try to help a person that is angry and make them less angry, less mad, because it is not you did not cause a woman to be upset. She was upset before she met you. And because she has not had any counseling, no therapy, no healing, her only response to stress is to be triggered. Triggered represents fight or flight. When you put the pressure on a woman, she will either leave you or fight you, unless she have activated her sacral chakra and she can understand that her triggers are teachers. So when you put the pressure and she says, I want to evolve past this, I'm going to journal, and then whatever you place before me, I promise you I'm going to come out with a solution. I promise you, I guarantee you. Because when you are dealing with a woman, you are dealing with a god, somebody who is able to materialize physicality out of liquid, right? Liquid sperm. I was a little piece of nut at one point in time, a little shrivelly piece of nut swimming around. I was the fastest swimmer, guys. You were the fastest swimmer too. But without your mother's ability to alchemize that liquid into physical matter, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So your woman is God. So I'm going to have the conversation and I'm going to speak the truth, because if you got a situation where your woman is just mad all the fucking time, that's energy. And you tolerating that shit. That's energy too. You tolerating negative emotions, trying to make it in spite of your negative emotions. You not. You just gonna break down one day. You gonna break down one day. You gonna be fucked up, fucked over, and ain't nobody gonna give a fuck. It's hella niggas in the VA hospital, homeless shelters, all over the fucking country. Niggas who are burnt the fuck out. You think a nigga was born in a homeless shelter? I want you to actually think about that. You think a nigga was born in a mental asylum? The ways for which we live this world, and you got to start asking yourself these questions if you want to have a good life. Are you responsible for another person's emotions, or are you not? Because it's going to probably take you years to get out of this situation. You're not going to wake up and say, oh shit, I'm not responsible for your emotions, bitch, I'm out. No, it don't work like that. Sorry if I led you on. When you plant the seed, it has to nurture and grow, to which you then develop a tree of knowledge, of understanding of who the fuck you are. Because your whole life, you have not been in tune with God within. You only care about if a motherfucker in front of you is happy or not. This is a dominating way of thinking. This is an all-pervading way of being through your whole life. When you in school, you don't care about how you feel. You care about how the people around you feel about you. You're not comfortable. You're not comfortable waking up. Your mom wake you up, wake you out of your sleep. You're not comfortable on the bus. It's all types of weird shit happening on a school bus. You're not comfortable in the class. You got sexual energy, hormones raging and racing through your bloodstream. Fight or flight, you can't go nowhere. You kind of trapped. You hear niggas outside driving up and down the street. They having fun. You trapped in school. So you're dealing with all of these particular emotions, and all of these are not centered in the individual being at peace. Your life is not your own, because your responsibility is not for your emotions, it's for everybody emotions around you. You try and make everybody around you feel better. But what about you? What does God have to do with this conversation? When God sends you a woman, she cares about how you feel, you care about how she feels, and it is a communication. It's a symbiosity. I just made that fucking word up, but it felt good. Videos, we're going to talk about how it's fucked up that we're going into these situations looking for love, but not willing to give respect.
Say, my love come with conditions. If you violate section B, paragraph 3, I will revoke my love. I will take that back with the quickness. Too many people think when I say I love you, that means I am chained to them. When I say I love you unconditionally, it's under the condition that other people do things to us, or what trials and tribulations, time and unforeseen occurrences befall us all. But I ain't loving you through your abuse of me. So my love for you is very conditional. And the number one condition is you treat me right. All y'all want to walk around, I love you unconditionally. That my presence, my gifts, my love will be revoked from you if you continue to bring toxicity in my life. My love is unconditional. I'ma always be there. Quit lying to these men. I ain't gonna always be there. Act the ass, and you're gonna see my ass walking out of this relationship.
So this is a person that's pandering, and he's speaking more or less to women, about women, for women. I'm a man, and I would never pander to a woman, meaning to say, like, I'm not gonna get on this internet and say all women are great by default. That's not how it works. So once again, if he's speaking for women and he's saying women either should love conditionally or love unconditionally, you shouldn't love at all. You should fixate and focus in on respect. If you want love, find it in your family. Find it in things that are actually centered around the concept or the construct of love. More or less, if you want a man to love you, then respect him. Don't buy money with money. That don't make sense. It's like going to the store and saying, what you want to buy? I want to buy some money. How much you want to buy? $20. Okay, that'll be $20. Here you go. Here goes your $20. Like, what sense does that make? If you exchange in love, if you want love from a man, you shouldn't give him love, because that's an exchange for an exchange. If you want a man to love you, whatever that means to you, respect him with all of your heart, right? Let's go down this rabbit hole.
I want y'all to watch this, and then we're going to talk about it.
I feel like unconditional love should not exist except for between a parent and a child. I think between two adults, it should absolutely be conditional. I may be jaded. I think I went into my marriage thinking unconditional love was what I needed to give. And that's what I did give for a very long time. Only for me to realize a marriage is two people basically in a contract. If you are not holding up your end, that's absolutely conditional. Yeah. Contract void.
My love absolutely comes with conditions. To be specific, my love comes with terms and conditions. There's nothing about my love that is unconditional. And let me explain to you why. Because the moment you lead a relationship with the expectation that you're going to love someone unconditionally, and you just so happen to love someone that is manipulative and has ulterior motives, the moment that they start to do things, they anticipate you to stay because the expectation is set that you're going to love them unconditionally. They're delusional to believe that they can do whatever they want, like cheat, have babies on you, disrespect you, abuse you, assault you, call you out your name, all of those things, and expect zero repercussions because you swore to love them unconditionally. I've got terms and conditions over here, baby. So make sure you read those terms and conditions before you sign on the dotted line, because there ain't nothing about me that's unconditional.
So once again, fellas, this is what you're dealing with. You got a person that's not ever even in the realms of the conversation of what you need out of a relationship. She's not even in the ballpark. You playing baseball and she goddamn playing cricket. She is desired sexually, which then equates to being desired in a relationship. So she has to put no effort. And when you come to this thing, you gotta read her terms and conditions. This is what you niggas gotta deal with. When I tell you niggas that y'all don't stand a chance, y'all gotta hear me. Y'all gotta hear me. Because every single day, somebody is getting mind fucked to hate you through this way of thinking. If a woman can be desired sexually, she is going to conflate that with being desired for a relationship, and the ways for which she actually shows up in the relationship are ass cheeks. To which the type of life that you trying to lead, the ways for which you trying to lead, the way you trying to be, she not gonna step into that shit. And she not gonna step into that shit. That's not even the worst part. The worst part is that she gonna look at you like you a motherfucking problem over shit that you ain't even did. So guess what? You a cheater, you a liar, you a fuck nigga, you a this, you a that, you a this, before you even come into the goddamn relationship. Fight or flight. I want y'all to watch this video again, and I want y'all to understand and understand the ways for which she have rebellion encoded within her DNA, and is okay with it because niggas is going to slide in her DM one day. One day is almost a guarantee niggas is going to shoot they shot. Right? And not for the ways that she think either. Gonna want them goddamn buns, hot sticky buns, to go. Right? Not even going to dine in. Going to get the hot sticky buns to go and keep it moving, to which the cycle is going to perpetuate itself. So, like I said, man, you got a 1970s hoe on your hand, right? When I say a 1970s hoe, you got a streetwalker on your hands, nigga. Goddamn. Fucking with some real pimps. The government. You feel me? And you trying to holler at a 1970s hoe. You don't stand a chance, my man. I encourage you to read your Bible. I encourage you to start planting your seeds and being patient as your seeds begin to, germinate and develop over time. And be patient and allow God to work into your life. Because if you an active participant in your dating life, meaning you scouting, you sending DMs, you going on dates, you trying to make it work, nigga, you a clown. You need to stop that.
I want y'all to watch this, and then we're going to talk about it.
I feel like unconditional love should not exist except for between a parent and a child. I think between two adults, it should absolutely be conditional. I may be jaded. I think I went into my marriage thinking unconditional love was what I needed to give. And that's what I did give for a very long time, only for me to realize a marriage is two people basically in a contract. If you are not holding up your end, that's absolutely conditional. Yeah. Contract void.
My love absolutely comes with conditions. To be specific, my love comes with terms and conditions. There's nothing about my love that is unconditional. And let me explain to you why. Because the moment you lead a relationship with the expectation that you're going to love someone unconditionally, and you just so happen to love someone that is manipulative and has ulterior motives, the moment that they start to do things, they anticipate you to stay because the expectation is set that you're going to love them unconditionally. They're delusional to believe that they can do whatever they want, like cheat, have babies on you, disrespect you, abuse you, assault you, call you out your name, all of those things, and expect zero repercussions because you swore to love them unconditionally. I've got terms and conditions over here, baby. So make sure you read those terms and conditions before you sign on the dotted line, because there ain't nothing about me that's unconditional.
Man, I just think about how, relationships is not like a playground. Even if it's a dude that you, or a girl that, y'all just, fucking every now and again. That ain't nothing to play with, man. I promise you it ain't nothing to play with. I would say a large percentage of psychosis and neuroticism is due to the normalization of sex in this society. I think we would be a lot of normal, regular ass people if we had normal relationships between men and women. I'm fucking sorry. The fact that everybody is just out here doing whatever the fuck they want to do is the reason why it's so hard for us to communicate spirit to niggas, because we can't even have no real spiritual conversation. Because for real, and I'm going to tell you, video games is lust. TV is lust. Anything outside of yourself that you love more than your spiritual development is lust. And it should be 1,000 niggas listening to this conversation, right? But it's too much lust around here for niggas to actually, and I'm not saying 1,000 people watch the video. I'm saying have the conversation about maintaining and sustaining positive relationship between Atlantean men and women, because it is our foundation. It's our spiritual foundation. Masculine and feminine, androgynous nature. You represent the feminine, I represent the masculine. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of kingdom building to do, and we don't have time to waste arguing, feeling bad, dealing with negative energy between us. So if I am the problem and you're gonna be so knee deep on me being the problem, men or women, you need to do some motherfucking shadow work. You need to sit and journal until you come to the sincere conclusion that you are the motherfucking problem. And you are willing to work on how you feel. Because how the fuck do a person gotta wake up and deal with your shit? Make it make sense. Because you ain't where you want to be at in life. Because you still at the fucking factory. Because you still a fucking working at McDonald's. Now your kids gotta fucking, you blaming your kids on your life. Don't do that. Sometimes your kids will say, Dad, Mom, you know you ain't shit. You know your kids is going to tell you how it is, how they living now. You'd be like, nigga, why we ain't doing other shit besides this shit that we doing? Don't go hating your kids because they keeping it real. Go within yourself and get on some goddamn magic or some witchcraft and change some shit. Change some shit. Stabilize your situation internally so you can stabilize your situation externally. If you are an Atlantean melanated woman and you are dealing with unstable emotions, so is your motherfucking household. If inside of you is an earthquake, then outside of you is a motherfucking earthquake. And if you want to change the earthquake, you want to don't feel bad for the motherfuckers around you. Nah. Do the fucking work. Stop running from the negative emotions. Stop fighting or flighting. Stop moving from this apartment to that apartment to this apartment to that apartment to this apartment to that apartment. Stay knee deep in whatever situation you is. God put you in that situation for a reason. Figure that part out. Don't run. Journal until it makes sense. Burn 1,000 offerings. If you're making $200, offer $20. Money is not your God. Dick is not your God. Sex is not your God. Pussy is not your God. None of this external shit is your God. And how you feel about life is an illusion. Especially when you start saying that your man is your solution and you love him so much. No.
Stop loving these niggas. Stop loving these niggas. If you don't respect him, his actions, his character, because what happens? You love an ain't shit nigga and you see potential in him, but you don't respect him. His disrespectful ass will manifest as a fucking deadbeat dad or an ain't shit nigga. You know, he could be a nigga that's there but ain't doing shit. It's a lot of niggas that live with you right now that ain't doing shit. Some of y'all is not even that strong for real. And you know you're not that strong because you got a nigga that's not doing nothing of the kingdom, not building nothing, but he up under you. And you trying to figure it out, escaping to the internet for some spirituality. The shit that you need to take care of is right in the vicinity of your fucking home. There's some some trash that need to be taken out. So let's get into this last video. Thank y'all for being.
They don't so much need love, they want respect. If they had to choose between love and respect from their mate, they would choose respect. Women need love. They want to be loved and adored and everything else. Men, different.
So I had a psychotherapist called Adam Lane Smith on my podcast, and he said that male depression gets treated like female depression. Men are made to feel loved and accepted when all they want to do is feel capable and powerful. He used this example of the Blitz in World War II. Before the war started, there were these psychiatric wards, and they had patients. These patients had been totally comatose, unresponsive. Then the Blitz starts. So there were fires and there were injuries all over London, and there were ambulances and fire engines, and there was no one to drive them. These men got up and started driving fire engines and ambulances. These men that had been unresponsive for years and years and years. Give a man a purpose and the ability to achieve it, and he will crawl over broken glass with a smile.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It was a point in time in my life where I was afraid of life. Not too long ago. 2020, I don't even know that shit. I'm still a little bit traumatized over 2020, okay? I'm not gonna lie. But it really had me afraid of death, afraid of life, afraid to go outside. I didn't want to catch COVID and die. I don't know. Maybe I was the only one. Once in the chat, if 2020 did some psychological damage into you, or maybe I'm the only person that 2020 did something too. Go ahead and like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video. Right? Did 2020 do something psychologically to your brain? I didn't know how I was supposed to make it. I was in a new city. I moved to Detroit, Michigan. I had 3 kids. My wife was pregnant with a 4th kid, and I didn't know how I was going to actually make money. And I didn't know how I was going to deal with the world. It got real bad. I had an event to do. It was in like a city that I had never been to, and it was early in the morning, so I was driving on the highway. It was dark. And I just got too scared, and I was afraid, and I just turned around. I made up an excuse, and I just went home. I didn't like myself for that, man. I was like, damn, why was I so afraid to go to a place and make some money? And I needed some money at the time, too. As a double kicker. And so, you know, I don't know. I'm a praying man. I'm a spiritual man. And I'll keep working some shit till I figure out some shit. And I ended up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and there was some water there. So I gave some offerings to the river there. And that's just how I pray, you know. And I just was seeking direction in a space where I had no direction for real. I was studying and learning and doing content. But for real, I was fucked up. You know, I was living in my in-laws' basement, and I didn't have no job. I didn't have no money. And worse than that, I did not know how to get the fuck out the house. And I was just doing things with my family. So I would just be around my family all the time. And that wasn't very productive. So it was just a very bad situation all the way around for me. And like I said, I went to Ann Arbor, gave some offerings to the river. And my friend on Facebook, his name is Josh, he posted about some mushrooms. And I know Josh, he live in Michigan, and I was like, I didn't think like he would tell me, about the situation, but I DM'd him anyway. I said, man, I'm interested in the mushrooms. You got some, or you know how I can get some? He said, man, I know somebody. He put me on to somebody, right? And it was like some ghetto shit. And then he posted again, and he had got it from this like company in Ann Arbor, and he gave me that contact. So I was very much, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Actually, I was just trying something, and it really, honestly, I didn't know what it was really, but whatever, right? And at that time, I started really getting into shadow work and also working out. So the mushrooms had me working out for the first time in years. And it had me really having conversations with my wife, having conversations with my family that I just never had. And I was like kind of shocked by it. And another thing started to happen where the people who owned the company that I was buying the mushrooms from, they just started contacting me on some like, hey, how you doing type shit. And I'm like, I'm cool, But like I said, I would work out and they would DM me. And not even, they would email me, but me and my wife was emailing, and my wife would email them like, and it was like, we need a driver. And so I was like, because I wasn't doing nothing for real. I was just kind of just in Detroit, just kind of doing stuff. But even deeper than that, I was more or less afraid. I was like, I don't know nobody. This is Michigan. It's just weird, just doing something. But then they would like say they wanted a driver, then I wouldn't hear from them for months or whatever. And I would just work out, you know what I'm saying? And so I would work out, go to the office. That was just my routine. One day I'm working, they was like, hey, can you drive for us today? Right. And I'm like, sure, and I drove up to Ann Arbor, really faced my fears. And that was kind of like my introduction really to like mushrooms, like, just the whole space where it wasn't really me at that point. It was like the mushrooms was like, all right, get in, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They just started driving. And so during this process of delivering for this company, I met so many people that took mushrooms for a variety of reasons. And all of this was mind blowing to me. And I didn't necessarily know that this was a thing. I thought that mushrooms were a thing that you just did to trip. So what I would do in the meantime, in between time of delivering mushrooms, I would study mushrooms. And the people that I was working for, they were like weird as fuck, right? So the mushrooms was just basically saying like, we don't want to work with them any longer. We want to work with you. Speaking about me. And I was just like, wow, this is just like far out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to understand, like, I was buying mushrooms and I would just be on the outside looking in like, damn, this is a weird world we living in. This is a weird city where they just selling mushrooms and it's like a business, it's a company. And I thought it was so weird, but then the more that I studied it, it's medicine. It's healing. It's direction, it's guidance. It helps you conquer your fears. And it has completely changed and transformed my life from the deepest spiritual levels, where it's literature from people that's smarter than me, saying that the Jesus and the Christianity that we love so much was once a psychedelic cult that partook in psychedelic mushrooms to have contact with God. And when I think about my life, I couldn't write no shit like this. I really, could make a movie off of the shit that I experienced just by being a man, being led by his soul in a city where don't nobody know me. You in a city, you grew up your whole life, you got family and friends, people you went to school with, and you can't figure it out because it don't matter about the shit that you doing. The thing that matters is if God is leading your life or if God not leading your life. Rely on your family, your friends, and your social circle all the fuck you want. But that'll just be a nice bed for you to go to sleep on. If you want to wake yourself up, you might want to partake in a dosage. And that's just my own personal opinion. It's a business that I've been running effectively for 3 years, and it's only growing, it's only getting better. We added new products, we added the chocolate, we added the nootropics, and I'm super proud of my family, everybody that works with me, everybody, that created this of what we call white rabbit psychedelics today. It is a mission from God that when it's all said and done, I did what God told me to do. And I didn't rely on my family, friends, and social circle to tell me what's right or wrong. I relied on my intuition, and I invite that to you. If you blocked, if you struggling, you don't know what the fuck to do. You smoking weed. All right, you smoke weed. You spend $50 on an eighth or whatever the fuck you spend. You spend money on weed. You can spend $22 on a week supply and microdose 1 capsule a day. It's not about taking a lot. It's about making a small investment on your mental health. About to start working with Patreon to set up subscription services with a variety of our products, spanning from Colombian Exchange and White Rabbit Psychedelics. So look for that. Going to be announcing that real soon. But beyond that, I just want to thank y'all for tuning in and tapping into my content, supporting my content, allowing me to share my story, say what I want, and not canceling me or talking shit about me, but more or less supporting me as we continue to grow. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, the best way to do that is to email me hoodmystic@gmail.com, as well as reach out to me on Instagram @thehoodmystic. Go ahead and follow me. We doing a new reel on occult metaphysics real soon. I just got to find my journal so I can finish doing the finishing touches, but refocusing in on the content, the business, and things like that, just to show up for people, let you know I got 5 children, multiple businesses. Everything is happening around me at a fast pace, but I still make time to show up for the collective because there is no excuses when it comes to kingdom business, okay? God is the most important thing in my life, and that's what I use this time for, to express and share the thing that's most important to me, which is God, because without God, none of this would be possible. So I share that with you in hopes that you find God within yourself and you be led and guided through this, through positivity and nothing but positivity. And if you find yourself in a dark place, it's time to take responsibility. Visit Colombian Exchange, get the Shadow Work Essentials.
right? Understand what shadow work is, understand what shadow work isn't, begin to do it and apply these concepts in your life. But with that being said, be sure to like this video, as I stated, comment, share, like, do all that good shit, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Peace and love.
Your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer. Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic.